Hey third grade, today is Thursday and we're just going to continue working on finding the hidden question in a word problem, okay? And then you guys are going to you're not solving a problem. You're going to find the hidden question of 2 problems, and then tomorrow we will be solving those problems and finishing the last 2 steps of the UPS check, okay? So let's get started. So here is my question, and remember, today we're only going to be doing the understand and the plan. That's all we're going to do. So I'm going to read this question without the numbers, and I want you guys to, I know this is going to be silly, but I want you guys to close your eyes and just listen to the word problem, okay? I'm going to read the word problem without numbers, and I want you guys to just listen to the word problem. So close your eyes and listen, and then I am going to just give you a time to just kind of think of what you saw and what this word problem reminds you of, okay? So, here we go. Mr. Keith works some days a week and some hours on each of those days. How many hours would Mr. Keith work in some weeks? Okay? So, as you're listening to that question, what do you think the hidden question is? All right? What operation do you think of when you hear this problem, okay? So put those thoughts in your head, okay? And then I'm going to read the problem with numbers, and then I'm going to give you a chance to tell me what you hear, okay? So Mr. Keith works 5 days a week and 4 hours on each of those days. How many hours would Mr. Keith work in 3 weeks? So where do you hear math in this problem? Good. 5 days a week and 4 hours on each of those days. 5 days a week, 4 hours each of those days. So I know that on day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. Okay, that's kind of what I picture in my brain. How many hours would Mr. Keith work in 3 weeks? So there's a certain number of hours in 3 weeks that I'm trying to figure out, okay? Now, let's put our question in a sentence form, okay? How many hours, or a statement form, how many hours would Mr. Keith work in 3 weeks? He would work blank hours in 3 weeks, okay? That's where I'm going to put my answer. Now, remember, we're trying to find the hidden question, okay? So, is there a hidden question? Yes, there is a hidden question, okay? What do you think that hidden question is? Good. I know some of you said we have to figure out the total number of hours he works in 1 week, okay? So the hidden question is, how many hours does he work in 1 week? I have to figure this out first before I can figure out how many hours he works in 3 weeks. Because to find the number of hours he works in 3 weeks, I'm just going to take the number of hours in week 1, the number of hours in week 2, and remember, it's going to be the same number, the number of hours in week 3, and I'm going to combine them all together, okay? So this is your hidden question. How many hours does he work in 1 week, okay? To figure out the number of hours he works in 1 week, I can figure out the number of hours he's going to work in 3 weeks. So let me create my strip diagram. What do we know? How can I figure this problem out? What do we know about the information that we've already been given to figure out how many hours he works in 1 week? Yes, he works 5 days. So this is day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5. Okay? Each one of those days, he works how many hours? Good. He works 4 hours, 4 hours, 4 hours. On day 4, he works 4 hours, and on day 5, he works 4 hours. Okay? And when I figure this part out of the problem, what is it going to give me? Going to give me the number of hours worked in 1 week. Okay? That's just 1 week's worth of hours. It's not going to be 3 weeks worth of hours because 3 weeks, the number of hours in 3 weeks, he works 5 days a week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is his whole work week. Kind of like you only go to school 5 days a week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We can even say this is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are the 5 days. And on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, day 5, he only works 4 hours on each of those days. Okay? So, what kind of problem is this? Well, do we have a total? No, we don't have a total. I'm looking for that. Do you have equal parts or groups? Do we have equal parts or groups? We sure do. These are all equal, okay? They have the same amount. They are worth the same value. Yes, we have equal parts or groups, so we're going to be multiplying. And see, it kind of resembles this one, okay? So I'm going to multiply. Well, what are we going to multiply? Good, I know I heard some of you say that. 5 days times 4 hours equals a number of hours, okay? Now, are we done? No, good job. We're not done yet, okay? I am not finished with this problem. So, what is this problem asking you to find? Good job. The problem is asking you to find the number of hours Mr. Keith works in 3 weeks. And so far, what have we found? But I know I heard some of you say that. We have only found the number of hours he works in 1 week. Okay? And I did not put a question mark here because that is not what my question is asking. Okay? So I don't put a question mark until I know that that's what my question is asking. Okay? So, what is this strip diagram going to look like? Okay, so remember, for this strip diagram, based off of the information that I already have, the 5 days times the 4 hours, I can figure out how many hours he works in 3 weeks. I have found the answer. Well, we haven't solved it yet, but we have found the step to find the answer of how many hours he works in 1 week, which is the hidden question. So, how many hours would he work in 3 weeks? Okay, in that part of the problem, do you have a total? No, you do not have a total. I'm looking for the total number of hours he works in 1 week. Okay, in 3 weeks, I'm sorry. Okay, but do I have equal parts or groups? Yes, we do have equal parts or groups. The equal parts or groups are going to be what? What are going to be my groups or my parts in this problem? Good job. Your weeks are going to be your equal parts. So I don't have a total, but I do have groups, so I'm going to be multiplying. Well, how many groups do we have? Good. We have 3 groups, and those groups are what? The weeks. Week 1, week 2, week 3. Now, we said we don't have a total, so this is the number of hours worked in 3 weeks. Does this answer my question? Yes, this answers my question. Okay, but what goes in week 1, week 2, week 3? So good job. I haven't solved for it, so it's going to be a blank number of hours in each week. And I'm taking the box. This would be my answer for 5 days times 4 hours. And I'm putting it where that number would go because I don't have to solve my problem to set up my strip diagrams, okay? So now can I do my plan for this one? Yes. What does this number sentence look like? Good job. This number sentence is going to be 3 weeks times a number of hours equals the total number of hours. Okay? So, this is my problem. This is what your first step looks like. Okay? Here is your understand, and here is your plan. This is all you are doing today, okay? So I want you to upload a picture of this, and then you're going to have a little box where you can type what your hidden question is for the next 2 problems, or the 2 problems that you guys are going to do by yourself, and then tomorrow we will do the solve and the check for those 2 problems, okay? Remember, if you guys have any questions, you need to hop on office hours. Office hours are from 2:40 to 3:30 every single day. And this is a chance where you can just get some one-on-one help, or maybe if someone else is on, just a smaller group of help from your teacher when working out these problems. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions. And if you're a Ms. Mays' student, let her know if you have any questions, okay? Have a great day, and we will see you tomorrow.